today I'll be sharing with you what I'll be cooking for our Memorial Day celebration. Now, yesterday we did go out and we went to Cape May and we had part of a celebration there, but today was a planned barbecue. But as you can see outside, it's a little bit cloudy and it's going to rain again, unfortunately. So we're going to try to coordinate what we can cook during when it doesn't rain outside. So I'm going to start off the day by cooking some potatoes. I have a pretty big bag of potatoes. These are, I think, just yellow golden, and I'll be making some potato salad with it. So I'm going to boil this first so it has time to cool. I also have to go to the store and buy some corn. That one we pretty much cooked before Memorial Day and we ate it up. So I'll be heading out to the store to purchase that. What we're going to be cooking on the grill today, we're going to be making some homemade patties. I'm not going to really season this heavily. It's just going to be some salt and pepper. And then I'm going to saute some onions. That's going to be a topping. I also have some pre-seasoned ribs from Costco. I'm just going to slice that up. And then also we have some chicken wings that I was supposed to pre-season yesterday, but we got home pretty late. So I do need to open up the packages and season them. For the potato salad, I do like to use golden or yellow potatoes pretty much for everything. That is just my favorite. I like the texture as well as the flavor. I love the color as well, and it does cook pretty fast, and it's great in mashed potatoes. But for this potato salad recipe, you want to peel the potatoes and then cut it to about a medium size, so about maybe 3 or 4 pieces per potato depending how big it is. And then you want to just give them a good rinse and then boil it. Just undercook it so it doesn't get too mushy. All right, so kind of sad. I was going to add some eggs into our potatoes as I cook, so they cook the same time. But when I opened the eggs, all of them cracked. I had this in my basement refrigerator and I had it on the bottom shelf, but every single one of these eggs cracked. And I'm sure the other eggs that I have downstairs is also cracked. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to buy some new eggs as I shop for some corn today. But what I can do for now is just add a little bit salt to the potatoes as I cook. And I'm not going to be cooking them long. So once they boil for about maybe 5 minutes, I'm just going to drain the water and then rinse them off in some cold water. While the potatoes are cooling off, I'm going to cut up all our packages of chicken, and I'm going to put the sweet chili seasoning that we bought from one of my grocery hauls. I'm just going to pour all my chicken onto my towel. I'm going to wash my towel right after this, so I don't mind. I'd rather not waste paper towel. I'm just going to pat them dry. If I use paper towel, I would have to use a lot of it. Okay, I think that's good enough. We're going to pop it back into our bowl. Let me dry this a little bit more. There's a little bit of water in the bottom. So now that I have all my chicken drumsticks dry, I have 2 packages of the sweet chili wing seasoning mix. I don't have wings, so I'm going to use the chicken legs that I have here. And I'm just going to spread all of this on the chicken. If I had a third package, I think I would add it in there, but I don't. But I think this should be fine. Just going to give this a good rub down. Just for added spice, I'm going to add some more garlic. The gochugaru red pepper flakes. This is Korean crushed red pepper. It's really not that spicy. I'm going to add black pepper. I'm going to add some salt. I should have tasted really the seasoning before I added everything, but I just feel like it needs more. And I'm also going to add a little bit of sugar. If you have brown sugar, you can add brown sugar. I'm just going to give that a mix. This time, I'm not going to use my hands to mix it. You can be heavy-handed with the seasonings. The chicken was really lacking in flavor. I did add a touch more sugar in here as well, and it was a little bit difficult to mix into the bowl, so I just dumped everything into the pan, and this is where I will be leaving it to marinate for about a good hour. Now, I accidentally dislodged my microphone, so you can't hear me here, but I'm just saying that I'm going to leave it alone while I go shopping for the rest of the groceries. All right, so here's the groceries that I just shopped for. I went to my local grocery store to buy the last minute things that I need to cook for Memorial Day. I did buy a couple of things that were on sale, like the ice cream. That was 2 for $5. That is homemade vanilla and French vanilla that we're going to scoop up with our frozen mango that I have downstairs in my refrigerator. It's a big bag of mango. So we're just going to scoop up the vanilla into our bowl and then sprinkle some mango and some blueberries and strawberries. I have like 2 frozen bags of fruit downstairs. And then I'm going to top it off with, what did I do with this? This little mini wafers. So that's gonna go on top of there. And that's gonna be for our dessert for our Memorial Day. I also have the jumbo raw shrimp. I'm going to sprinkle some of this Old Bay seasoning on it. And we're just gonna put it onto the grill. That's gonna cook really quick. I also have some imitation crab. I found this recipe online. It included some green scallions, which I didn't realize it was green scallions. I thought it was celery, but I can use celery instead. So I'm gonna make that with some, I think they called for either mirin or like some kind of like sugary vinegar along with lemon. And I'm going to put some like chopped up onions in there to make that into a salad. We can eat that with like pieces of like crackers or just eat it alone. I'm going to also slice up some cheese. I have Asiago cheese here and some extra sharp Irish cheddar cheese. I'm going to slice that up and serve it with some grapes, which I have there. I think that was $1.88 a pound. That was on sale. The bananas are going to get sliced up and put into our little our little sundae. So that's going to go on top as well, besides the little mini wafers. The oranges are going to be sliced up into a punch. The Sunny D is going to go into a punch along with the oranges. Normally I use a southern iced tea or sweet tea, and I chop up some oranges and some apples and then just put some ice over it. But this time I have the Sunny D, I have the fruits here, and I'm just going to combine everything with a lot of ice, and that's going to be our punch. There was a recipe that I found online that had the red onions, pineapple tidbits, sweet relish, and shredded cabbage and shredded, I think, carrots that I saw. I was going to make a salad with that. I can also make a macaroni salad and basically use the same ingredients. I just don't know if I have time to do that today. If I do, you will if I do make it, you will see it at the end of the video, because that's going to be the least of my priority. And then the sweet gherkins, I'm going to serve it with the grapes and the cheeses. I bought mayonnaise for our salads. I have the Thai sweet chili sauce. That's going to cover the chicken so it doesn't get too dry. And we can also use this for the ribs. I'm planning to actually mix this with the Shaoxing wine, cooking wine that I have. And then we're gonna layer it onto the ribs and onto the chicken so it doesn't get too dry. but that was an addition that I bought to the from the grocery store. The corn was on sale. You get 8 of them for $2. And then the watermelon that was also on sale, I think that came up to $4, so $4 off. And then my husband wanted to get some steak. So there was a really thick steak that I wanted, and when I asked the butcher to slice it up for me, he says there's another option. So we have the beef chuck steak boneless. They're really cut thin, so they're gonna cook really fast on the grill, and you can see there's a lot of marbling, so there's a good amount of fat, so it's not gonna get too dry. So this should be a really easy steak. So unfortunately, it's going to start raining soon. I'm hoping we have time to cook the steaks outside. Otherwise, we have to bring everything inside. But I'm going to try to give it a go and cook as much as we can. But otherwise, you know, I really want to have like Memorial Day barbecue. And you can see the clouds is kind of like getting angry. But my husband is just putting the ribs out now onto the grill. I have the steak in my hands and my salt and pepper. Okay, so here's our grill. It's quite old. We're planning to get a new grill this year, but we need to use it. This is what we have right now. Do you have space to have all that ribs on there? The chicken is also going to need to get on there, but we're going to have to wait for the ribs.
Two cooks.
Yeah, we have to cook all that chicken, the ribs, and the steak that I have. All right, so I got my really inexpensive corn. I have my pot of water, and we're gonna start this. So I'm not gonna bother rinsing the corn out. We really don't have a lot of time. Oh, I'm gonna also put a little bit of salt into the water. That just kind of helps the sweetness of the corn come out. I'm gonna balance the sweetness with a little bit of salt. I can just get the corn out of here. For our homemade burgers, I'm going to make it simple. I'll just be adding some salt, some pepper. I also have some chopped chives and some multi-purpose mushroom seasoning. So I'm just gonna add everything in there, and then I'm gonna have to use my hands again and mix the ground beef. I'm gonna say this is about a teaspoon. Be a little bit more heavy-handed with the chives. That was a lot of pepper. I'm gonna mix everything by hand. So I'm just gonna roll up our patties. I have my pizza pan here because that's what I have to put my patties on. I'm just gonna make a pretty meaty burger. That's good. All right, so we have our ribs cooking on the grill. We have our patty shaped into a patty. We have the corn already cooked. Now to save time, I'm going to cook the patties onto my cast iron. And then once that's done, I'm gonna start with my salads that I need to cook. Now it's just about 2 p.m. So I really wanna have a goal of about 3 o'clock to start eating. Hopefully I can make it at 3 o'clock, maybe a little after 3, like around 3:30. But I'm gonna try to get the dish cooked fairly quickly since now my husband's helping me, so it's gonna go a little bit more quickly. I do have the ice cream in the refrigerator and that's gonna go last. For our barbecue, I also need the Thai sweet chili sauce and the Shaoxing wine. So I'm gonna combine these two and make a marinade. All right, so the ribs are done. It didn't need any sauce. And we are having a problem with our grill. The little covers for the fire is broken, so it's causing a lot of like oil fires. So we have to be careful with the chicken, and I'll put the sauce later for that. But the ribs are pretty much done. We just didn't season any more than it was already was. I got the sugar. I got the sugar.
Like one whole corner of the garage.
I really wanted a basic seasoning to the steak. The steak is very thin, so it will cook very quickly, and it does have a good marbling, so there is a lot of flavor. So basic salt and pepper seasoning, not the heavy soy sauce that my husband normally loves, but he did enjoy the steak. I did season 2 packages, and then I ended up putting one away into the freezer. So unfortunately, it did start raining, and I have my umbrella and I'm continuing to cook the chicken. We're almost done here. So I'm just turning the chicken over, and about 5 minutes later, this should be done. What I have to cook right now is the beef patties and the steaks behind me. I have my cast iron on the stove and it's already heated up, so I'm gonna start cooking that.
not really sure.
Okay, so we have a few burgers cooking here. I have 3 of them that are already cooked. And then the rest of the burgers that I'm just gonna put away, I have about 9 burgers that I'm gonna put away into the freezer so we can cook it for another meal because I do need to cook some steak. So I'm just gonna cook about 2.5 more patties. And then this one will be saved for another dinner. I got the burgers all done and they look delicious. They're nice and juicy. I didn't overcook them. You can see there's a little bit of juice that fell onto the plate. I don't know if you can see that. But I also tasted that little tiny burger that was left, and this is the outcome. This one is actually cooked well. This is like the last one. I kind of neglected this one, but the taste, it's so good. You can still see the steam coming out of it. So this recipe I'm gonna make sure to remember so I can cook it with future burgers. Okay, so these are just about done. I was going for medium, but I think they're a little bit more than that. So I already cooked 4 steaks. I still have about 1, 2, 3, 4 steaks to go, but I'm just gonna put this back into the freezer. Actually, I'm gonna put it into the freezer. This is the meat that I purchased today. We have a lot of meat to eat today, so I really would rather have it freshly cooked when we have our new dinner. So I'm just gonna put this back into the freezer, into a freezer block bag. I do need to get the salads going and my watermelon cut, so I think that's what I'll do now. So all the meat is fully cooked at this point, and we're gonna just start off with the salads. Before I start making the salads, I'm just gonna start making the drink. I have a pitcher half full with ice. I have 2 very tall glasses of water, and I also have my frozen berries right here. This is just strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. I also have my Sunny D. So I'm just gonna pour about half of the Sunny D. This is not meant to be a very sweet drink. If you want it sweeter, you can pour the rest of the Sunny D. I'm gonna take our very 2 tall glasses of water. Before I pour into the second one, I'm going to pour in some berries. These are defrosted and they kind of look yucky, but they're still like, you know, they're still good. They're just thawed out. I'm just gonna put about a cup or so in there. And then I'm going to top that off with a little bit more water. You can also put more ice if you want. I think I'm gonna put some ice on top. I'm just going to give this a mix. The berries are very soft. That looks delicious actually. If you wanted to spike this for an adult drink, you can. You can make it like a sangria. I was going to put a little bit more ice, but I think it doesn't need any more. And all the berries are on the bottom, so you have to give it a mix every time you serve it. If you want to keep this cold, you can also keep some of the berries frozen or keep all the berries frozen. But that already looks delicious. Okay. So I'm gonna give this a taste. It might need a little something extra. I do have some mint in my backyard, so I might just grab some of the mint and put it in there. All right, so I did taste a drink. It does need a little bit of mint. I have a very small amount from my backyard. My husband just picked this much, like so little, but it's so potent. So I'm just going to, so I broke the mint and I just put it on top. I also want a little bit of honey. It just needs a little sweetness, but not from the Sunny D. The honey might take a while to dissolve in there because this is a cold drink. Okay. But that little bit of mint does make a big difference in this drink. Okay, we're just gonna let that sit there. We're going to start making our potato salad. This was the very first thing that I cooked during the day. I also have some red onions that I sliced up. I have our mayonnaise that I bought from our grocery store, our relish. I have some lemon. I forgot to buy new eggs when I was in the grocery store because all my eggs cracked in the refrigerator. It was just too cold. So I'm just gonna make do without it because I need to get our dinner together. We need to eat already. It's already past 3:30. So I'm just gonna put this together real quick. Okay, so it's really up to you how much you want to add of these ingredients to make it your taste. I did add a couple more large scoops of mayonnaise and a little bit more pepper. So taste it first before you add it to your ingredients, and that way you know how your potato salad is going to taste like. So I'm just going to pour all of this in here. If you're not sure how much to add, don't add all of the mayonnaise in here. I'd rather have less mayonnaise than more mayonnaise, but I do have a lot of potatoes that I don't have to worry about that today. I also chopped up about maybe, I want to say 6 celery hearts, maybe 8. I'm going to add that in there as well. And then the red onions. I really wish I had some eggs. Hard-boiled eggs, that would have been perfect for the salad, but that escaped my mind. I'm buying more eggs. And I'm going to have to make one big omelet with all those eggs that cracked. I think this was the perfect amount of mayonnaise. So the dressing tastes a little bit sweet and tart because of the lemon. I used only half a lemon. It was actually a pretty big lemon. So that is our potato salad. That was the easiest thing that I cooked today. We're just about done. We're going to make our crab salad now. And this is an imitation crab. This has Alaskan pollock, Pacific whiting, and snow crab meat. So we're gonna cut 2 of the packages that I bought during the grocery haul that I showed you earlier. We do have to shred this up a little bit. I'm just gonna take my hand blender and shred this up, but I'm going to add the mayonnaise. I'm not going to taste this time. I'm just going to add it straight in here. I'm going to add some of this celery, some of the white onion, some pepper, I'm going to add some of the Shaoxing wine, cooking wine. Just maybe a couple tablespoons. And I'm going to try to squeeze in whatever lemon I have in this this lemon. This is a pretty big lemon anyway. All right, I have to take that one out. And we're just gonna use a hand blender and mix everything up, and then it's going to shred the crab meat as well. It looks like it's going to need a little bit of mayonnaise. It's a little bit too dry, but I'm gonna give it a taste. I'm going to add the rest of the onion because I want that bite in there. I'm going to add the rest of the celery. I have my other half of lemon. I'm just gonna squeeze that in there. And we're going to add a little bit more mayonnaise. That looks really delicious right now. I think I'm gonna add some more pepper. I'm gonna give it one last taste. That lemon and the onion did it. I dropped some on the table. That's perfect. I'm gonna leave it as is. All right, so the last thing I need to cook is my shrimps. I took all the shrimps, rinsed them out, dried them well. I'm going to add some of the Old Bay seasoning and butter, and that's what I call done. I'm gonna just dump all the shrimp in there. The pan is really hot. I didn't want to add my butter because it's going to burn. This is roughly about a third of a stick of butter, and then some of the Old Bay seasoning. We're just gonna give that a good mix. I really wanted this on the grill, but it started to rain, and I don't really have time to individually place it on the cast iron either. So I'm just cooking in a big batch like this. But it smells really good with the Old Bay seasoning. It smells like we're in like a lobster or a crab house. So I'm gonna let that cook till everything is nice and pink. Okay, so I do need to get this appetizer going. I know it's already late in the day. This should have been the first one to be served, but it's only our family. I'm not really hosting, it's just for us. So I have the Asiago cheese and the extra sharp cheddar. I have it on a plate here that I got from last year at the Dollar Tree. So I have some grapes on there. I'm just gonna cut it up and put it onto the plate. All right, everyone, so here is all the food that we cooked today. We cooked burgers that was homemade. We have several kinds of cheeses on there. We have cheddar, provolone, and Swiss. We have our Jerkins dill pickles. We also have our cheeses, Asiago and extra sharp cheddar cheese with some grapes. On the side here, we had some extra papaya that was left over in the refrigerator. And then our shrimps that we cooked, that was the easiest thing to cook. All the meats that we cooked today, we have our steak, our chicken, and our ribs. Most of these we cooked on the grill. We have our 2 salads. We have our seafood salad and our potato salad. Didn't have the egg, but it still was very tasty. And then we have our drink. It's kind of like a virgin sangria, and I have it in a nice cup that I bought from the Dollar Tree last year. You can see that there is a mint leaf in here. We did grab a few more from the backyard. I sliced up some of the oranges that we bought and put it into our virgin sangria. The only thing that we're missing on this table is our dessert, and that's going to be our ice cream and our mango fruit, but we're gonna save that for the very, very last. For those who have been watching this video so far, thank you so much for keeping along with me, cooking the whole entire day. I know this is not the ideal way to cook because I was busy basically the whole day and I didn't enjoy the Memorial Day, but I just wanted to show you what I had planned to cook. But before I end this video, I'm gonna show you the dessert that I plan to cook today, and that's the easiest thing. That's going to be scoops of vanilla ice cream along with our frozen mango. We're going to add our bits of peaches and mango, frozen berries that we had from the fruit that I bought a while back. So I'm just gonna put that right on there. We're going to cut up some banana. Put some banana on top of our sundae here. I'll do one more, maybe underneath here. And then we'll take our little wafers and we're just gonna place it right on top. I don't know if you can see that. Our little wafers here. We're gonna place that right on top. You can even split it or crush it, however you like it to be. So I think I'm gonna leave a couple of them kind of intact. Oops, that one fell over. All right, that looks pretty full. And then we're gonna crush some of it as a topping. It does get quite messy when you do it like this though. So there you go. This is our dessert. This is our vanilla ice cream topped off with some frozen fruit and some chocolate wafers. Really, really easy. We do have some watermelon still, but I think we're gonna save that for another day. I think we have plenty of food right here. Despite the very busy day, I do enjoy cooking various dishes. Now, this was kind of like a last-minute decision to cook all this food, but I did enjoy it. It would be better next time if I were to cook the potato salad and the seafood salad the day before. So that's one less thing, as well as putting the fruit platter together. So all I can do is focus on the things that need to be cooked on the same day. So I hope you enjoyed this very long video for our Memorial Day. I know it is almost a month behind. I am trying to get on track of posting the videos, and life is really busy right now. So some videos will be posted as a live video, and I hope you join with me at that time. But I'm just taking my time before I go to work as I eat my plate of dinner. And there goes the drink that I made. It's really, really refreshing. You can jazz this up with a little bit of vodka or tequila or whatever you enjoy if you enjoy a spiked punch. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you on the next video.